Thanks for watching ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. Eritrea Community Festival in United Kingdom. Seminar to nationals in Israel. Hungary calls for US-Russia talks to end war in Ukraine. Japan's Sakurajima volcano erupts, prompting evacuations. In our domestic news, 19th Annual Festival of Eritrea Community in the UK was enthusiastically conducted on 23 and 24 July in London under the theme Independent Choice, Backbone of Our Pride. The festival, in which a number of nationals from all cities in the UK took part, was officially opened by Mr. Habtab Tesfazian, Governor of the Southern Region. Commending all that contributed for organizing the event, Mr. Stefanos Habtemariam, Eritrean ambassador to the UK and Ireland, said that this year's festival is unique, for it is being conducted after 2 years of absence due to COVID-19 pandemic. Ambassador Stefanos also said that the festival will have significant contribution in strengthening the attachment of nationals with their homeland and in transferring the noble societal values to the young generation. Mr. Habtab also conducted seminar to participants of the festival focusing on the national development programs and role of nationals inside the country and abroad, progress of the friendship and cooperation between countries in the Horn of Africa, and role of Eritrea, Eritrea's relation with neighboring countries and beyond, contribution of public diplomacy in this new era, as well as developments and trends in the region. Mr. Tewolde Yohannes, head of public and community affairs at the Eritrean embassy, also gave briefing on role of Eritrean community and the success of national affairs. The festival was highlighted by cultural and artistic performances by various cultural groups. Nationals residing in Israel expressed conviction to strengthen organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. At the seminar that was organized in cooperation with the Eritrean community and Eritrean embassy in Israel, Mr. Solomon Kunfe, charge d'affaires at the Eritrean embassy, gave extensive briefing on the objective situation in the homeland and the region. The seminar also reviewed the implementation of the charted out programs as well as future activities of the national organizations. At the event, the nationals contributed over $600,000 to the activities of the Eritrean community. Students from 26 secondary schools in the southern region arrived in Sawa today, 25 July, to continue their grade 12 education at the Warsaw Yekalo School in Sawa and to attend the 35th round of the national service. According to the Ministry of Education branch in the region, 49% of the students that left for Sawa are girls. The students said that they are physically and psychologically prepared to go to Sawa to pursue their 12th grade education and discharge their national obligation. Upon departure from their respective schools, the students were seen off by their parents and friends. It is to be recalled that 11 grade students from the Northern Red Sea, Ansaba and Gash Barka regions have already left for Sawa on 12 July, students from the Central region in 16 and 20 July, and students from Southern Red Sea in 22 July. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. 16 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at testing stations in the Central region. On the other hand, 11 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospital in the Central region have recovered fully and have been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,766, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 9,944. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 25 July 2022. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international right after the short break. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban on Saturday called for peace talks between the United States and Russia to end the war in Ukraine. During a speech in Romania, Orban also lashed out at the European Union for the bloc's strategy of a hardline approach to deal with the Russia-Ukraine war, which has now surpassed 150 days. He further added that the EU should not side with the Ukrainians, but position itself between both Moscow and Kiev. Orban believes that sanctions on Russia will not change the situation and the Ukrainians will not come out victorious. He said, the more the West sends powerful weapons, the more the war drags on. On Thursday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov responded to Hungary's request and said that Moscow will immediately forward and study Budapest's demand. Earlier, Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó had talked about additional gas supply from Russia during its visit to Moscow. He had said, looking at the current market situation, like it or not, without Russian sources, it would not be possible to buy an additional 700 million cubic meters of gas. While the EU has chosen to take a hardline approach, Hungary has called on the bloc to acknowledge the dependency on Russian gas imports. A volcano on Japan's main southern island of Kyushu has erupted, spewing ash and rocks and sending black smoke billowing high into the air. There were no immediate reports of damage or injuries in nearby towns, but residents were advised to evacuate yesterday evening. Sakurajima volcano, which is located on the southern tip of Kyushu near the city of Kagoshima, erupted on Sunday, blowing off large rocks as far as 2.5 kilometers away in the southern prefecture of the city. The Japanese Meteorological Agency said footage on Japan's NHK public television showed orange flames flaming near the crater. The eruption alert level has been raised to 5, the highest, with some areas advised to evacuate. The agency said about 120 residents in 2 towns were advised to leave their homes and warned of falling volcano rocks in areas within 3 kilometers of the crater and the possible flow of lava, ash and searing gas within 2 kilometers. Please stay tuned now for a recap of tonight's headlines. In the United Kingdom. Seminar to nationals in Israel. Hungary calls for US-Russia talks to end war in Ukraine. Japan's Sakurajima volcano erupts, prompting evacuations. And that was Ernest Fortuna. Dear viewers, it is good night from us.